Welcome back. It's funny. We always tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in a single day, but we completely underestimate what we can do in 180 days. A lot of people will try to tell you that half a year just isn't enough time to see real fundamental change in your life. But honestly, the data and the strategies we're unpacking today completely shatter that myth. In this explainer, we are going to dig into the exact mechanics of how a 6-month cycle of obsession actually works. And look, this isn't about giving you a quick 5 minutes of feel-good motivation that fades by lunchtime. We are looking at a clear, no-nonsense blueprint. If you can prioritize discipline over perfection for the next 6 months, the strategy we're about to outline shows exactly how your mindset shifts, your physical reality changes, and your entire trajectory completely alters. So let's just get right into it. To understand how these 6-month cycles actually function, we're going to follow a very specific sequential blueprint. We'll start with identity shift, move into body transformation, hit environment engineering, tackles skill acceleration, and finally, social recalibration. It's a complete top-to-bottom journey from your internal mindset straight out to your external world.
All right, let's dive right into step 1, identity shift. Now, before any external metrics change, before your bank account grows or your fitness levels move even an inch, your internal foundation absolutely has to be set. Because true transformation, it doesn't start by just forcing a new habit. I mean, we've all been there, right? We've all tried relying on sheer willpower to wake up at 5 a.m., and without an actual shift in who we fundamentally are, it literally always fails. You aren't just trying to muscle your way into a new morning routine. According to this blueprint, you actually have to change the person who is making those daily decisions. You have to actively retire the old version of yourself. The version that procrastinates, the version that settles for less, the one that consumes content all day without taking any action. You are literally replacing the decision maker.
So, how do we actually pull off that shift? Well, you need a filtering mechanism. You have to start asking yourself the ultimate daily prompt. What would my highest version do today? Seriously, I want you to really think about this when you wake up tomorrow. When that alarm starts blaring, does your highest self hit the snooze button? Or do they get up, make the bed, hit the workout, read those 10 pages, and just get to work? Because every single choice you make is a vote for that new identity.
And here is where the magic happens. It creates this continuous, reinforcing loop. It's like a giant flywheel. First, your new identity drives your behavior. Because you now see yourself as someone who doesn't quit, you naturally do the work. Second, that behavior inevitably creates real-world results. And third, seeing those tangible results reinforces your new identity. You literally become the new you by spinning this flywheel faster and faster over a 180-day period. Moving right along to step 2, body transformation. Once your internal identity is locked in, we have to upgrade the physical vessel. And there's a pretty stark comparison we have to confront here. A weak body equates to a weak mind, while a strong body equates to strong decisions. The reality presented in this blueprint is simple and, frankly, unforgiving. If you do not control your body will eventually control you. Things like fatigue, lethargy, poor health, they will absolutely dictate your mood and your output. You just cannot separate physical discipline from mental fortitude. So how do we take total control during this 6-month cycle? Here are the non-negotiable physical rules you need to follow. You need a minimum of 4 workouts every single week. You've got to hit 8,000 to 10,000 steps daily. Your meals need to be high in protein. Sugar and junk food, keep those strictly limited to the weekends. And finally, you have to treat sleep as a literal superpower, not just an afterthought. Actually, fun fact here, studies show that sleep deprivation literally impairs your prefrontal cortex, which is the exact part of the brain you need to execute step 1's identity shift. So these rules, they aren't just about general health. They are about building a rock-solid bedrock of foundational discipline. And the framing here is so important. The ultimate goal of this 180-day physical sprint isn't just about looking great in the mirror or getting super shredded. It's about becoming dangerous. It's about building such an immense, undeniable level of self-respect and willpower that this new discipline automatically overflows into every other area of your life. Honestly, when you conquer your physical self, tackling everything else just feels a whole lot more manageable. Which brings us to step 3, environment engineering. Okay, so we've tackled the mind and the body. Why look at the environment next? Because you simply cannot be extraordinary if you are operating in an average environment. I want you to audit your surroundings right now, and let's start with the device you probably use the absolute most. Is your phone a tool for growth, or is it a trap for distraction? The blueprint strongly suggests treating your environment, like cleaning your room, deleting those apps that constantly steal your attention, like it's your very first major business project. Unfollow the people who drain your energy and start following the people who push you to be better. Your environment is what dictates your default actions.
And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway for this step. Rely on friction, not motivation. Motivation is incredibly unreliable, right? It comes and goes depending on your mood or if you had a bad day. Friction, on the other hand, is a conscious design choice. If you want to guarantee success over a 6-month cycle, you must engineer your environment. Decrease the friction for your good habits. Literally put your gym clothes right next to your bed so you trip over them. And increase the friction for your bad habits. Leave your phone in a totally different room when you need to focus. You inevitably become a product of what surrounds you, so you might as well design it intentionally. Okay, step 4, skill acceleration. Now we reach the true economic engine of the 6-month cycle. And you might be wondering, why wait all the way until step 4 to talk about skills? Because without the physical energy and the distraction-free environment we just built, skill acceleration completely stalls out. For the next 180 days, you are facing a choice between 2 modes of operating. The consumer just scrolls, watches, and passively waits for things to happen. The producer builds, sends out cold emails, and actively creates value. The strategy here is super demanding. You need to pick one specific skill, whether that's copywriting, video editing, coding, sales, whatever it is, and shift entirely into producer mode. Real mastery requires singular focus.
To really accelerate that skill and step fully into producer mode, you're going to follow this exact learning loop. 1, study the fundamentals. 2, practice them immediately. Don't wait. 3, get feedback from the market or from mentors. 4, improve your process based directly on that feedback. And 5, repeat the process relentlessly. This is the exact proven mechanism required to gain mastery in any field during a compressed 6-month window. Because here is a hard truth for you. The world absolutely does not care how many books you've read if you can't actually do anything with that information. It pays for applied skill. And what that means is over the next 6 months, you have to be totally willing to fail publicly. You have to actively go out and try to get clients. You have to actually apply the skill you are learning in the real, messy world. Because at the end of the day, that is where the money and the actual opportunities are generated. Finally, we hit step 5. Social recalibration. As you upgrade your identity and your skills, you're going to inevitably outgrow certain situations. Now, this doesn't mean you have to ruthlessly block your childhood best friend or anything, but you do need to consciously spend way more time with winners and way less time listening to complainers. When you are interacting with people, stand tall, make eye contact, and focus entirely on giving value rather than desperately chasing validation. Learn how to network the right way, ask great questions, and show genuine appreciation. Believe me, plugging into the right network can accelerate your growth far faster than any solo effort or online course ever could. So, let's fast forward a bit. Picture yourself 6 months from now, exactly 180 days from today. You could be physically stronger, mentally sharper, surrounded by incredible people, equipped with a highly valuable skill, and operating with a completely upgraded identity. Or you could be sitting in the exact same spot you are right now, just scrolling, waiting for the perfect moment to start, and complaining that nothing ever changes for you. The difference between those 2 realities? It's not luck. It is pure, unwavering commitment to the cycle. You have the blueprint now. And the thing is, that 6-month clock is going to pass regardless of what you do. The only question you have to answer is, who are you going to be when that time runs out? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep spinning that flywheel, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.